You don't have to have a Harley to join this motorcycle ride. You just have to have a heart. Learn about it coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Fox 43 studio. We're focused on the March of Dimes, 3rd annual Horry County Ride for Babies. And we're visiting with its chairman, Clayton Mauldin. Good morning, Clayton.
Good morning. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much for coming in. It's so exciting to think we're getting this close, October 17th. It's like a month and a half away.
Yes, it is. And trying to get the word out and let all the bikers know that our 3rd annual ride's coming up in just a few weeks.
Yeah, golly, it is. Now, have you been involved the last couple of years?
Yes, I participated in the ride the first year, and last year I served on the committee.
Okay.
And it's a good cause. I've enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun.
The March of Dimes is an amazing organization, Clayton.
Yes, it is. My father's oldest sister had polio when she was in her early 30s, which was old to get it, but. So she lived to be in her 70s, was a paraplegic. So March of Dimes and what they've done as far as the cure for polio, that's important. It was important to my family. And also, now for the birth defects and trying to determine why so many babies are born premature. And it's important to support March of Dimes.
Absolutely. Saving babies together. 3
Yes.
simple words, but they have so much meaning there. And as you said, their original purpose was to find a cure to polio. They did.
Yeah.
So now, obviously, their focus is trying to fight premature births and trying to do things to help make that go right.
Yes, it's with the birth defects, and I think on a weekly basis, 149 babies are born in South Carolina every week premature, and we're trying to find out why that happens. And, it's a good cause, it really is.
Yeah, finding out why is such a big deal, Clayton, and it's so tough to get into that. Real quick about yourself. Are you originally from the area?
Originally, I'm from Pickens, South Carolina, the upstate, but I've lived here in Horry County now for 18 years and worked with Santee Cooper.
What brought you to Horry County?
A job.
Oh, Santee Cooper.
Yes. Yeah. When I graduated from the University of South Carolina, had a job offer there and been ever since.
Share with viewers a little about Santee Cooper. What exactly is it?
Well, we're one of the electric utilities here locally in the Myrtle Beach area. We do serve predominantly most of the Grand Strand. We're a state agency, so we like to feel like we're a good value for the money as far as the rates go. Feel like our customer service is great. We try to strive on that. It's very important to us to keep our rates low and offer good customer service.
Mm-hmm. Later this week on Friday, we're going to have Pat Owl visiting with us, the CEO of Horry Electric Cooperative. Do you all interrelate with the other 20 co-ops statewide?
Yes, we do. Santee Cooper's produces the electricity for all 20 of the co-ops in the state of South Carolina. We have a good working relationship with the co-ops. Pat's folks are wonderful to work with, and it's nice. It's we're all pulling together, trying for the good of the greater community.
Right.
Some of his folks serve on the committee with me.
Is that right?
March of Dimes.
Penelope Henson and Merrill Floyd. I
yes,
saw
they
that.
do.
That's
Mm-hmm.
right. They're both at Horry Electric.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Sure. That aspect, of course, of one thing that I think a lot of folks are interested in is exactly how the power companies work. How y'all make power. I know when Graham Edwards was with us last year, we focused on that aspect of taking power for granted. Walk into a room, you expect when you flip on that light switch that the lights are coming on.
Yes, you do. Just real simplistic. We take the coal out at Granger there in Conway at the steam plant and generate steam off of that, which in turn turns a turbine, and there we are. We have electricity generated there, and it serves out into a transmission grid, which then goes to the local substations, which the power is then lowered, voltage is lowered to a distribution level, and then again there at your home or business we have a transformer that lowers it to the voltage that serves your house.
Mm-hmm. That is real simple. So you burn the coal and it emits steam, and the steam turns the turbine. How exciting. I think last week on the cover of Fortune magazine it talked about kicking the oil habit, It's a tough one in the U.S. and surely making an effort to try to kick that. And they were talking about lots of different sources to supply power, to make power, you know, greenhouses and other things.
Yeah. People think about, that right now with the gas prices as being as high as it is, but it's not only gas. Other energy sources have also recently gone up in price, and it's affecting everybody. So, it's something to think about, trying to be energy efficient.
Clayton, what was that like for y'all 2 weeks ago, a little more than 2 weeks ago, with Hurricane Charlie hitting the area? Y'all responding so quickly to get folks back together. What was that like? How much were y'all able to prepare beforehand, and what's it like in a setting like that?
Well, beforehand, we make sure we have the call center staffed and got all our line crews lined up to come in and work just quickly as the storm's over, and make sure we have materials on hand to do the repairs and that kind of stuff. The day of the storm, that Saturday, as soon as the storm was over, we estimated the outages to be around 65,000 customers to be without power. By 10 o'clock that Saturday evening, we had that down to around 15,000 customers. Mm-hmm. And by the end of the day on Sunday, we even had it down to around 2,000 customers. And by the end of the day on Monday, we had gotten that number way down.
Wow. That must be a great feeling, moving that quick and knowing that everyone, of course, so many of your folks that don't yet have power in their own homes.
Oh, yeah. When you go to the work for Santee Cooper, one of the questions that we ask our tentative new employees is that, are you willing to work weekends and nights when things like this happen? And it's very important. It's a very big part of your job, because we need you when we need you, customers need you.
That's right. And y'all are member-owned.
Well, actually, we're owned by the state of South Carolina.
Okay.
And what they call a quasi-state agency, in as much as that we don't receive any tax dollars from the state. We operate kind of like if we were a private business, in as much as that when we raise money and stuff, it's through the sale of bonds, and then at the end of the year, we turn around and give money back to the state.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Bernie Dove was with us about a month ago talking about that aspect, and y'all have been giving a lot of money back to the state recently.
Yes. Well, we try. We're doing what we can to support the state and help it out in this tough financial time.
That's right. Clayton, of course, being in Horry County, what has kept you here? Of course, Santee Cooper, since it's involved almost statewide, what do you think about Horry County that's kept you in the area? Of course, the bulk of our viewers are in the PD and southeastern North Carolina, so indirectly you all have a impact. Santee Cooper, I guess, sells energy to those co-ops.
Yes, we do. Mm-hmm. What's kept me in this area is the beach. Growing. Young man moving to the beach. There's just a lot of things going on, and the beach has grown so much over the last 18, 20 years that it's been a good place to be. Yeah.
Do you have family here in the area?
Yes, I'm married to a local girl, Conway, and I have a 11-year-old stepdaughter, Caitlin. And Kathy's my wife.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It must be exciting having a daughter.
Yes, it is.
That is a lot that goes into that. I think I saw that you've been real active with the Conway Area Chamber of Commerce, Clayton.
Yes, I've been involved with them for several years now, different events that they've put on. I think it was in 2000 I went through the Leadership Conway program, and since that time, the next year I served as the chairman of the Leadership Conway and worked with that. Also, with some of the other functions at the chamber. I feel it's very important to give back to the community and to be involved, and it's been a pleasure to be involved with the chamber.
I saw that you've been director of Leadership Conway for the last 4 years. That's a heck of a lot of time. What is Leadership Conway?
Leadership Conway involves, we usually have around 20 students each year, and go through and try to do a leadership program where we bring in some different professors from Coastal to come in to give some of these young business people to explain about leadership and how to deal with different personalities. We have a gentleman that comes in and does a Myers-Briggs personality assessment on each participant, and then we take that and so you can identify other people and what works as far as meeting, trying to work with those people. And we also do a lot of tours. We go out and visit with different industries in the area to see what's going on. And one of the best things about it is the networking. One of the is meeting other people that are in your same, professional type situations, so that you have those to go back to. the contacts. That's one of the reasons I've been involved with as long as I have, is I've really, truly enjoyed meeting a lot of different nice people and making contacts and stuff.
Well, now, in your position at Santee Cooper, are you out in the trenches on a regular basis, or are you in trying to help get more customers involved, or on a consumer experience?
My day-to-day job, I'm in the North Myrtle Beach office as office manager.
Right.
And I'm there to assist customers. You know, if they come in and have a problem, and you know, I try to help them and work with them and see what Santee Cooper can do for them.
Right.
You know.
And there's a lot that Santee Cooper can do for them, as you say.
Yes, and customer service is very important to us.
The tagline for the Ride for Babies is tough enough to help save babies. That's a big commitment there.
Yes, it is. We hope to have a lot of bikes out this year. It's been a successful run the previous years, and we hope again this year for it to be a great success.
Can viewers be involved if they're not bikers?
Oh yes. You know, contributions are important. We're all the time looking for sponsors. You don't have to have a bike to participate. You can come down and sign up and tag along with us. It's not a poker run. It's just a ride for babies. It doesn't require you to have a bike. Okay,
you said it's not a poker run. Share with the viewers real quick what a poker run is, obviously what this is not, and then what exactly is the ride?
Well, a poker run quickly is where you go to several stops, and each stop you draw a card out and try to make a good poker hand.
Oh, yeah.
And then at the end of the ride, whoever has the best hand, typically there's a prize for them.
Right.
Whereas our run is we do ask for a donation to participate in the ride, which will go to the March of Dimes. It's $25 a person. We'll leave Inlet Square Mall, first bike out around 11:30, and last bike around 1 on Sunday, October the 17th. And then we'll ride down 17 bypass, take Highway 544 over to 501 through Conway out to Ainer, and we're going to have a mid-ride stop at Greasy's in Ainer, who's one of our sponsors. And then we'll leave there, back out 501 up 22 on the Highway 31, and finish up at HB Spokes up on Highway 9. They're going to have they're sponsoring an after-ride party for us. There'll be food and biker games and stuff like that afterwards.
Great. Yeah, HD Spokes is such a prime location there. You said that's on Highway 9.
Yes.
Okay, so for a viewer who, again, is not a biker, they can essentially kind of follow along or tag along, or maybe meet you all at Inlet Square Mall or over there at Greasy's there in Ainer?
Yes.
Or even end up there at when do you think the last bike will ride in?
Well, we hope to have, our goal is to have the last bike by 5.
Okay.
So then we can start the festivities and stuff after.
Horry County is the biggest county in the state, isn't it? I
yes.
mean, you're traversing a heck of a lot of area there.
Yeah, it's around 60 miles that the ride's going to run, and we hope to have a lot of folks out. We would really appreciate your participation.
Now, Clayton, could our viewers in the PD or southeastern North Carolina be involved, or is this exclusive to Horry County?
Oh, no. Anybody's welcome to come participate. If you need additional information, you can call us. The March of Dimes, the local number is 843-488-3463.
Exactly, 488-DIME.
Is that right?
That's right. And never forget the 488-DIME.
488-DIME. And, of course, it's also on the website. It's www.marchofdimes/South Carolina written out.
Right. March of Dimes that's right. .com/South Carolina.
Right.
Excuse me. It's a big website. Obviously, we focus on that phone number because Colleen Shanley there or Joe Fisher can give great. If someone wanted to get in touch with you to learn more, could they?
Oh yes, I'm at Santee Cooper. The best way to reach me is at 843-946-5943, and that's my office number. I'll be glad to share any information or get you any information you would need. Yeah, Colleen and Joe are wonderful to work with. I tell you. Last year, Joe helped us with a ride, and Colleen's helping us this year, and they're both of them just wonderful people and doing a great job for the March of Dimes. We're lucky to have people like that working for them.
Yeah, the March of Dimes got so many things going on with the chef's auction coming up, the real estate breakfast coming up. Obviously, they have the big events year-round, all the walks you know, in Georgetown and Horry and Loris. I mean, they've got walks in Marion and Dillon and Lake City and Marlboro. I mean, it's incredible.
It is.
This chapter, this PD division, which is based in Conway, but they travel all up through that area. Yeah. It's incredible.
It really is. Those folks do a wonderful job.
Now, oftentimes you'll hear about a ride being police escorted. Is this police escorted? And if not...
No, we had talked about doing that, and one of the reasons we decided this year not to go in that direction is to give people options. Since the ride is on Sunday, there's some folks that, you know, would want to go to church, and that's why we kind of staggered our start time. So if you want to come out and be there when the ride starts at 11:30, or if you want to come a little bit later, and you know, our goal is to have the last bike out by 1, and since it's a staggered ride, we felt like it would, you know, give more people an opportunity to participate.
Where did the idea for the March of Dimes ride for babies originate? Where did that come up with? It's kind of a, and what do you think prompted you to take on the job of organizing this one this year, Clayton?
Well, some friends of mine that I ride with were telling me about it the first year they had it, and here in Horry County, and I was, you know, and I participated that year and had a lot of fun. And the next year, Mr. Floyd that works with Horry Co-op says, Clayton, I'd like you to come help us on the committee. Kind of hated to tell him no, so I did, and one thing led to another, and then Lance Thompson chaired the committee last year, and Lance called me and asked me if I would do it this year, and I said I'd be glad to.
Oh yeah.
So it's I see the benefit of it. It's important.
So the ride obviously been being held 2 years. This happens rain or shine, Clayton.
Yes, it does. We do have a rain date, which is the following Sunday, but pretty much we try to do it that day. You know, hopefully everything will work out.
How many riders do you hope to have for this year's ride?
We hope to have in the neighborhood of 300-400 bikes this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And these would these be indicative for certain types of bikes? For instance, are all bikes? I mean, you know, is this just Harleys? You know, you're talking about places like Greasy's and HD spokes.
Well, we've got folks on the committee that represent the Blue Knights, which is a law enforcement motorcycle club, as well as folks from the local Goldwing chapter, which is a Honda bike. You know, we're in Redline Sports, which sells other brands. It's not just Harley-Davidson, and we don't want anybody to think that it's exclusive. That's not the case at all, because here we are, we're raising money for the March of Dimes, and it needs to be all-inclusive. We want all bikers to feel like they can come participate.
Now, as chairman of the ride, I assume you're a biker.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. What's so thrilling about being on a motorcycle?
Well, it's getting out and that wind blowing and just the freedom there. It's not like being boxed in a car or a truck or whatever. You just have a lot of freedom. It's kind of gets in your blood, and once it does, it's hard to get over it.
Now, do you wear a helmet?
Oh yes, I do wear a helmet. I kind of feel like it's personal choice. You know, you feel like you do what you feel is best for you. But my wife and I, she rides with me. We both wear helmets and feel like that's important to us.
Have you ever ridden without a helmet? Do you mind me asking?
Yeah, when I first started riding, several years ago, I did, and over time I've witnessed some things that I feel like it's important to wear a helmet.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, oftentimes so many folks are anxious about that. There's some great motorcycle licensing training courses here in the area. I think Horry Georgetown Tech's got one.
Yes, they
out
do.
there, and very highly subscribed. Everyone wants to get in that class, I understand. You know, there's a lot that goes into motorcycle riding. Of course, you all encourage safe riding, but what are some of the things that viewers, if they haven't been on a motorcycle before, want to learn a little more about them? What are some of the ways that a viewer could get involved?
Well, the courses that they offer out at Tech are great. They have a beginner's course that starts off, and you don't even have to own a bike. They'll supply a bike, helmet, and everything for you. Wonderful course. Yeah. I had some friends that have finished that. Then they have an intermediate course, which I've attended at Tech, and it's really learned a lot of things. I feel like this probably saved me from having some accidents, just learning defensive skills, because so often the people in automobiles and trucks just don't see it. It's so easy for a motorcycle to be in the blind spot, and not that anybody, anytime it's ever intentional. It's just the nature of riding a motorcycle.
I took that beginner class. Bill Gasquey taught that class, who was great. And I was a little anxious at the end of the class about going to buy a bike. I mean, and passed the class, but never went to get that license. It is a big deal, Clayton.
Yes, it is. Very, very important. And anybody that's interested, I would strongly suggest taking the courses out of Tech.
Yeah, yeah. Whether you're here in Horry County or in the PD or southeastern North Carolina, taking classes are vital.
Yeah, I think that pretty much everywhere those courses are offered. And the local motorcycle dealers can give you more information as to who's offering it where.
Mm-hmm. But, you know, when you think about some of the events planned, of course, kicking off at Inlet Square Mall, so there'll be some things going on there.
Yes.
And then, of course, Greasy's, teaming up with them, being out there in Aner, Bruce Siegel, and so many of the activities there. That should be a very exciting day. Will there be different things going on at each stop?
Yes. We'll have a kickoff. Our goal is to have juice, coffee, donuts there at the first kickoff. Then Greasy's is going to have water and Coke stuff for us. And then we'll finish up with, I think, it's my understanding that HB Spokes is going to have a barbecue for us when we finish up the ride there.
Great. Okay. I saw something about Dusty Stanton, you know, providing some of the entertainment, which should be very exciting.
Yes.
You know, there's so much that goes into a ride and all the activities at certain locations. When you think about HD Spokes, how'd y'all decide? So you've kind of laid out a triangle, starting at Inlet Square Mall, going up to Aner, and then heading down to Highway 9.
Yeah, we feel like try to cover as much of the county as we can, but do it and so that it's a good scenic ride for the folks and stuff. We'd like to get out. You know, we don't have a lot of red lights to contend with and those kind of things. So that's our goal with the ride and the road we're taking.
Even though y'all have laid out a rain date, if it's a slight rain, Clayton, would y'all probably do it, or
yes, we would. Our goal is to have it on October the 17th. That's when we plan to have the ride. And, you know, it'd have to be pretty bad for us not to have it that day.
Right.
So
right.
plan on coming out that day and participating with us.
Yeah, what is that like, riding in the rain? That must be very interesting with the, particularly with the guys or men and women who ride without helmets. But of course, for you and your wife riding with helmets, what's that like, riding in the rain?
Now it's tough. That's not something I enjoy doing. The roads become very slick quickly, especially when it first starts raining. The oil and gas and stuff on the road makes stopping hard. You know, especially on two wheels. So you tend to have to ride a lot slower, and then people in the cars and stuff wonder why you're slowing down and those things. And it's just because when it comes time to stop, it takes a lot more distance. So as a rule, I've gotten caught out in the rain many times, but I don't leave home in the rain. You know, it's because it's a lot more dangerous. But it's no fun getting wet.
I bet. That must be, those are some of the aspects when you think of the thrill of owning a motorcycle, but then, of course, being stuck in the rain.
Well, most of us have a rain suit that we keep in our saddlebags and don't leave home without them, because you never know.
That's right. Ed Piotrowski and Don Lures and Monty Montello and all those guys must be high on your radar.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we all go to the websites and see what's going on with the local Doppler to see all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Right. Clayton, the biggest inspiration for you getting involved with the March of Dimes, obviously seeing the impact they have on the prematurity campaign, fighting premature births, and just helping save babies together. What's been the biggest inspiration for you?
Well, like I had said earlier, my father's sister was crippled with polio, and that's always been important to my family. But now, you know, Colleen does, when she gets up and really gives a spiel about March of Dimes and all what's going on, she gives us a wedding band as an example of how a lot of times premature babies, you can take a wedding band and run it the whole length of the arm, and you know, how small some of these babies are and how the problems that they'll have, you know, with being premature.
That is very powerful. Will you lastly reiterate the times for viewers and particularly stress that aspect? If they can be involved, if they're not going to be on a motorcycle, other than making a donation, can they come there, as you said, meet you at Inlet Square Mall or at Greasy's or at HD Spokes?
Yes, we that would be important. Again, the ride is October the 17th. If you don't have a bike, please still come out and participate. Our goal is first bike out at 11:30, last bike out at 1 p.m. Leave there Inlet Square, head out to Greasy's in Aner, and leave from Greasy's and head over to HB Spokes in North Myrtle Beach there on Highway 9. After the ride finishes, we're going to have a barbecue for the folks that participate. If you don't have a bike and you want to meet us afterwards, please come out to HB Spokes and finish up.
That's perfect. Clayton, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me. We really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Clayton Mauldin coming up next. Tough enough to help save babies? The message is real simple. Together we can save babies. Clayton Mauldin and all the volunteers for the 3rd annual March of Dimes Ride for Babies make it a commitment constantly. Think about this ride. Kicking off on Sunday, October 17th. If you're not going to church or you go to early service, you can get out there at 11:30 at Inlet Square Mall. Cruise on up, almost 60 miles beginning to end. Cruise on up to Greasy's there in Aner. The opportunity to hang out there a little while, see folks, drink a little Better Blue, then head on down to HB Spokes. There'll be entertainment. You heard him talk about the barbecue. So much goes on. The phone number's real simple, 843-488-DIME. That's 3463. It's so easy to get out there and be a part. Very clear, whether you're a rider or not, you can work to save babies.